My sister and I were always best friends. We always shared a room.
We grew up 17 months apart, just a year apart in school.
We're always doing the same sporting activities. We're always on the same soccer team.
I always followed in her footsteps.
The summer after I graduated high school, started feeling a little sick and just thought I had mono or the flu or something like that.
I was participating in a health science institute, and we took a trip up to Raleigh Hospital for Children, which was the first introduction I ever had to Riley. And that's where I learned about Dance Marathon. And I thought, that sounds like a cool idea. And then didn't give it a second thought.
After a couple tests, they did confirm that I had a type of leukemia called acute lymphoblastic leukemia. I was supposed to just do outpatient chemotherapy for a couple years and then go on my way.
No longer than a week later is when Claire was diagnosed, right after I had just had this interaction and this encounter with Riley.
And then unfortunately, I did get an infection. It just took over my entire body.
At Riley, they set us down with a social worker, and she ultimately prepared us to say goodbye to Claire. I couldn't fully process the idea of her not living.
Eventually, the decision was made that my left leg had to be amputated just as a last effort to save my life. So to wake up in the ICU and be told that your left leg is missing, it honestly felt like a bad dream, the whole thing. I kept expecting to wake up one day and have it not be happening.
And after that moment, I thought, well, I have to start this dance marathon, and brought it to Mater Dei High School in Evansville my senior year.
She didn't have a lot of control over what was happening. None of us did. I think her starting the dance marathon was her way of doing something.
Our school and the community truly rallied around, and we raised $20,000, and it was the best feeling in the world to have that impact. And it was so relevant because her journey was happening at that time. She was going through her treatment. She was at Riley.
I was able to slowly recover. I started chemotherapy weekly. Most of that time I was in a wheelchair. I was too weak to start using a prosthetic, and once I did start using a prosthetic leg, I had more infections and eventually was told that I couldn't walk until I received a hip replacement. Yes. Then finally in July of 2012, I had my last chemo treatment. And then after that, I was able to have a couple surgeries and have a total hip replacement. So I would say in the fall of 2012, I was finally considered cancer-free, and then eventually was able to walk on my own, unassisted, and just become more independent again and become a college student.
After high school, I spent my freshman year of college at Indiana University. I was a member of the Marathon Relations Committee and was able to really relate and dive into my freshman year of college with a true support system.
She got involved with Children's Miracle Network because of what was going on with me, and so once I started learning about the foundation and how there was a need for funding for children's hospitals, and just learning about that cause as a whole really got me interested in that area of nonprofit fundraising. I ultimately graduated from University of Southern Indiana in 2015. Eventually landed on a position with UF Health Change Children's Hospital in Gainesville, Florida.
My introduction to CMN Hospitals came through Riley and through Claire's journey, so I would not be here today if it weren't for the experience that we had there, and it truly has ultimately led to this career path. My involvement with Dance Marathon was invaluable.
That diagnosis has changed my whole entire life, and it's changed where I am now today, being involved with CMN. And so now continuing that through our careers and being connected in some way through our jobs is amazing.
I am so proud of her for everything that she has faced with such grace, such determination and resilience, and to see her continue so fearlessly into life I'm proud.
Children's Miracle Network has given us something else that really makes us closer, and it's that passion for helping this cause and helping children's hospitals.